Hi everyone, my name is Rachel and welcome to the French Seams. Thanks very much for joining me for today's video. In this video I'm going to share everything I got made up in July and August. So the weather has slightly turned here in Dublin, so I want to get all my makes together that I've made during the summer, the late summer, and show them all to you before the autumn and winter really sets in and these clothes get put away for another year. So I do have a makes video that came out a couple of weeks ago, and that was my April, May and June makes, which I'll link below. But also on my channel I do have a playlist of all my makes videos. If you want to see everything I've got made up in one go, then I'll link to that as well. For those of you who are regular viewers of my Friday sews, you'll have seen all these makes, but I do go into a little bit more detail here, and I love to have them in one big cohesive video as a little tracker for myself as well, and I hope you enjoy. If you do have any questions on anything I show today, please feel free to leave me a comment in the comment box below. Right, so shall we get started? So July and August was a bit of a bumper month, as always. I have split them into categories. I have tops, quilts, bags, jumpsuits, shorts and dresses. So I'll put chapters down below if you want to skip ahead to whatever chapter your interest may lie. Before we get started, I'll show you what I'm wearing today. I have an Agnes T-shirt on. That's a Tilly in the Buttons Agnes, just plain white. I love it. I need to make about 15 of these t-shirts, but I really would love to make one now in red because I'm wearing this little cardigan with little red cherries and hearts, and I think a little red t-shirt would go really cute to this cardigan. This is the Mizuzu Patterns Cuddle cardigan that I made for So Fruity, hence the cherries, and it's a really lovely pattern. I've made the sweatshirt version of it as well. I'll link it below, but it's got these lovely little buttons. It's got these nice little inseam pockets. I'm wearing it today with my ash jeans, but more on that in another video. But the back of this cardigan is really cool. It's got a little kind of go faster stripe in the back, which I really enjoy, and I got this lovely fabric from Love Fabric Ireland. Right, so that's what I'm wearing today, and shall we get started? So my first category is tops, and these are in no particular order, they're just all tops. And I have all my notes here with all my details, that's why I'm looking down below. First up is the I Am Gaia top. So I've had my eye on this for a little while. It's a really cute, simple, basic tank top, but the little detail is in these little ties here, which you could also make into ribbons. I think it's a really cute little summer top. And I made this out of the most beautiful cotton sateen from Rainbow Fabrics, and I've got another make in that, which I'll show you later. This was the leftover, which was great. I Am patterns. I've never made an I Am pattern before, but I was impressed with them. I made a size 40 grading to a size 42 according to my measurements, and I ended up removing 1.5 inches from the length. It did come up quite long on me, and I'm 5'9", so I rarely have to remove length, but in this case I did. So the next time I'd use the length and shorten lines for sure. It does come with a facing for the neckline and the arms as well, but I bound it instead using self fabric, and I was able to do the binding on a V here because in one of my other makes that I shall show you, it shows you how to do binding in a V, which came in very handy. But overall it's a really cute make. You can get an add-on pack to this that has a little ruffle here, which I think is really cute as well. So it does have a number of variations. I think it also comes with a skirt, a little plissé skirt adaptation, which could be very nice, but this fabric is just absolutely beautiful. I love it, and it was a really cute little summer top that didn't get too much wear, I'm very afraid to say, but hopefully she'll be put away for another year, and hopefully next year I'll get lots more wear out of her. But it's really cute. I think it looks really nice with jeans. It looks lovely under a little cardigan, and because of all the different colours here, you can choose any cardigan your little heart might desire. So yeah, first up, really cute make. I would recommend it, and I will be looking at I Am patterns again in future. I'll keep the hanger because that could be useful. Next up is the La Brea top, which I've made several of these now, and I absolutely love it. The La Brea t-shirt, I should say for all of these, I'll pop in pictures. The La Brea t-shirt comes in two variations. You can make it in knit or you can make it in woven. I've made both. In this case, I made another knit version in this beautiful coral fabric from Driessen stoffen. It's a beautiful thick cotton jersey. I just love it, absolutely gorgeous, and they have it in so many different colours. I make a size 5 grading to a size 6, which suits my measurements. It's got a lovely hemband. The unique bit about this t-shirt is that the entire thing is bound. So all the way from all the neckline, all the way down the arms, all the way back up, all the way back the neckline, and it's got this beautiful little kind of tulip thing here on the side where the front and back match. So really enjoy making this pattern. I've got a lovely little label here that this is from Cosyclub Handmade, and it said, "Oops, mistakes were made, solutions were found," because I had to unpick this several times to get it laying nice and as I would like. But I do really enjoy this t-shirt. I think it looks really nice. I think it looks really smart. It's just a little bit different in a t-shirt, and I do love this boat neckline. The only thing about this pattern is the binding instructions the binding instructions are fine. It's just lay the binding, fold it over, that's all fine. But it gives you two options. Either you lay the edge of your binding down 1 centimetre, or you trim off 1 centimetre. So I think they should tell you that at the cutting stage as opposed to the sewing stage. So I just trimmed off 1 centimetre all the way along so I could line my binding raw edges together with the top of the t-shirt. So on my pattern piece it now says trim off 1 centimetre from me, please, before doing the binding. So, but yeah, aside from that, absolutely brilliant pattern. I would recommend it, and the woven version is lovely as well. So it's a really, really handy pattern to have because I love when it has multiple variations that you can use for knit and woven. It definitely, it's a good workhorse in your wardrobe. So yeah, love this t-shirt and love that colour. I got very into pink this summer, as I'm sure most of you are aware. Next up is an MET, and again, an oldie but a goodie. I'm a bit of a pattern repeater, so once I like a pattern, I do tend to make it a number of times. This is the Jennifer Lauren MET in this beautiful bluey fabric, which I absolutely love. I think the colours of this are just fabulous. It reminds me of a little swimming pool during the summer. This fabric is from Trimmings, which is a shop local enough to me. So this comes again in a number of variations. This is the Jennifer Lauren t-shirt, and it comes with a plain front, it comes as a pieced front, it comes as short sleeves, and it comes as long sleeves. So I've made all the variations, and I must say that the short sleeve version is my favourite because it does have a dropped sleeve, which sometimes when you add on the full length sleeve gets a little bit bunched, but yes, love it. The neckline is bound here at the neckband, and then the arms have a little are bound here as well. So then all you have to use your actual sewing machine for is the hem. And again, I've got a little Cosyclub handmade label here, and it says made for sunny days with a little blue gingham, which I think matches really, really well. So yeah, love this t-shirt. I make a size 14 and I make it in the short length. I think it gives a short and a regular length, and I like to use the short length. It's a really, really quick make, great instructions, and I love doing the pieced version with all the different geometric shapes. I really, really like that version. On this one, you might notice a little coral pop here, which is the same fabric as I just showed you. This is how I love to bind my neckline. So it's just a little piece of jersey binding, which I sew into the back neckline on the overlocking stitch just to hide it, which I think is a lovely, lovely finish. And I have a tutorial on how to do that, which I also did during July and August, which was way overdue. So I'll link to that below, where I insert a little neck binding here in both woven, using both woven and jersey binding, and also doing it to a make that you're currently making, and also doing it to a make that you might already have made. So if you're curious, have a little look at that link down below. So MET, love it. That will not be my last. So more tops as I turn over the page. This is the LB pullover. So this is again in pink, and this is the most beautiful candy pink modal jersey from Rainbow Fabrics. So again, this is what I used for my neck binding tutorial. So this is actually woven bindings. This is the Specky seamstress binding, which you know I love, absolutely love it. And again, I've got the Cosyclub handmade Hello Summer label in here because I just think it matched quite nicely. But I think the little daisies here look gorgeous against the pink. So this is the LB pullover. I have made the LB jumper in a true knit fabric, but I want to try it in this beautiful modal jersey because it's quite drapey, quite weighty. I think it would suit a kind of a boxy t-shirt. So I only got 1 metre of this fabric, but I was able to get out a 3/4 length LB pullover in the crew neck version, which I hadn't tried before, which I now love. Again, it's got a dropped shoulder, which is very easy to set in. For the LB pullover, I make a size that I didn't write down, but I think it's a medium. If I'm not, I'll correct myself below. That was great. And I should say this is from Paper Theory. I did the cuff hack. So this isn't actually a cuff piece. I didn't have enough fabric to do the full length. So what I did was, the Waves and Wild Instagram account have a fabulous way of doing a faux cuff. So basically you just sew your cuff and then you fold it right sides together, right sides together and then wrong sides together, overlock all that, pop it over, and you've got a little faux cuff, which is really, really cool. So I love doing that now. I'll be doing that in future. But this fabric is just so soft and so gorgeous, and it really suited this beautiful kind of slouchy, boxy, oversized pattern, which I really, really like. So this is the LB pullover. Yeah, so I do love doing the crew neck. I had done the funnel, the roll neck, I think, which I doubled to make a very big neck, but I think a little summer make with a little crew neck is just lovely. So yes, again, and you'll notice it's my favourite pink. Last but not least, another kind of pinky make. And this is again a Half Moon Atelier pattern, and it's called the Super Basic Tank. And I've made a couple of these, but when I saw this fabric in Crafty Studio. I just couldn't resist. I think it's the most beautiful fabric. It looks almost glittery, and it's got little birds on it and little flowers, and I think it's so pretty and so summery. And I paired it with lovely coral binding again from Crafty Studio, the lovely Anne-Marie. So, and this is literally just, it does what it says in the tin. It is a tank top, and it's just great. It comes together really quickly, takes very, very little fabric. The only trickiness, I suppose, is just doing all the binding to get that even, and then I just top stitch just to keep it in place because it's quite narrow. But yeah, as a little summer top, I think it's really, really cute. And on this one, to tell the front and the back, I put a little shiny star, which I think is kind of cute. In this, I make a size 5 to 6, again, like my previous Half Minute Atelier one. And yeah, just a really quick, really speedy make. And I wear these as tops during the summer. They're really handy for pajamas, things like that. I think they're a really, really great make again. So that comes to the end of the top segment. So next up is quilts, and there's only one, so it is the quilt segment. And during July and August, I made the rope and anchor spring quilt, which I loved making. So I'll pop in a full length picture because I'm not going to be able to hold it up, but this is it. I'll show you one corner of it. So this is a really beautiful pattern by Tracy at Rope and Anchor that I discovered earlier in the year, all thanks to the lovely Adam from Adam Sews, who mentioned it once in his videos. And this is the spring quilt. So a number of months ago, I'm trying to remember when it was, a good few months ago, I made curtains for our bedroom, and it's in this kind of mustardy jacquard fabric. Can you see the jacquard there that I got in the fabric outlet? So I wanted to make a quilt that would match that. Made life very, very difficult for myself by trying to quilt jacquard fabric, but that's a story for another day. The rest of the fabrics, so the navy and the lovely yellow, I got in Trimmings as well. And also in the pattern, Tracy puts in rickrack into the binding, which I'd never seen before. So I found this little bobbly rickrack in mustard, which I think matches quite well. And then I did my signature squiggle quilting, and I'm very, very happy with how it came out, and it looks really, really great. So it's got a big star in the middle. I'll pop in a full length picture, but very, very happy with this. Once you've taken your time to cut out all the pieces, piecing it doesn't take long at all really, and it just comes together so beautifully, and I just love it. It's a really, really pretty pattern, and very, very happy with it. So that was my kind of my summer quilt project, even though it is a quite heavy quilt. But anyway, so that was my quilting. Moving on to the accessory section, but a little segue because it's still quilted. So the lovely Adam from Adam Sews came out with his lovely, totally amazing tote there recently, but I did actually get this made up in August, so I'm putting it into my August mix. But I think it only got released there in September. So this is it, and it is totally amazing, and it is pink, obviously. So I made this all out of fat quarters, so you can see here they've got seams here, and then I've got a seam at the bottom just so I can make it out of, I think, 5 fat quarters I was able to get this out of. I've got a little Kylie in the Machine make label here because it's pink. It's got lovely straps, so this has webbing inside the straps, but there's instructions on how to cover it, and then it's all fully bound. It's all fully bound. Take out my lip gloss. Fully bound on the inside as well, all instructions on how to do that, and the boxed out bottom is all fully bound as well. So pop that out to show you. So it's all fully bound on the inside, which looks really, really nice. The USP, the unique selling point of this bag, is the beautiful floating pocket here. So I love this. This is an optional bit that you can do, and this is a little floating pocket which pops in the inside, and it's then zipped up, which I really, really like. So fabulous, fabulous pattern. It comes in 2 sizes. This is the large, and then to medium is slightly smaller, but this holds absolutely loads, and I've been using it loads as well. It's really nice. It's beautiful as a shopper. It's beautiful as a laptop bag. It's just great, and this will not be my last again. So this is my totally amazing tote. Next up in the bag is the Sew Over It tote pack, which I wanted to make for our holidays, and here it is, and I absolutely love it. And this now just reminds me of our holidays. I loved it so much. So this is the most amazing prawn, lobster, whatever crustacean you prefer, fabric from Fabric Romance, the lovely Steph, and it's the most beautiful coral colour. No, it's not, it's turquoise. And little prawns, which I love. The webbing and all the hardware, like the buckles and the D-rings, all that I got from Quilt Yarn Stitch. So it's a fabulous tote bag, and it's got a pocket here. But then on the inside, the one thing I did change the pattern is I used the instructions that I had from the lovely Sarah in Complete Stitches, her bag patterns. I used her pattern piece and instructions to make a little internal welt zip pocket, just as a little added extra, which came in really handy to put in kind of your valuables. So then this is a tote pack because you then flap this down, and you snap it. It's got a little bit here that you snap together, so a little heart snap here. You snap that all together, and then, hey presto, it converts into a little backpack, which was just brilliant. So I use this all the time on holidays. My boys loved it. They love carrying it as well because it's completely adjustable, so you can make it their size as well, and then the whole thing just folds into a little tote bag. So absolutely loved making this. I love making the bags, the lovely shapes, the squares, the rectangles, trying to get everything fit together, all the nice top stitching. Loved it, absolutely loved it, and it didn't really take long to come together at all. And it is fully lined in the same fabric, and that was just a metre of fabric, which was really great. So I got all of this out of a metre of canvas fabric, which was lovely. So they were my accessories, my bags. Next up is jumpsuits, and oh my word, I've never really made jumpsuits before, and now I absolutely love jumpsuits. I think they're the answer to all life's questions. What shall I wear? A jumpsuit. So first up, and this is going to be very difficult to show you, so I will of course pop in full-length pictures, is the Avenir jumpsuit, which I had heard so much about and never been brave enough to try, but now I'm delighted to be firmly in Team Avenir. And this is beautiful fabric from Driessen stoffen. So the Avenir jumpsuit is by Friday Pattern Company. I made a size medium. I added 1 centimetre to the bodice length, and I really struggled. I wanted to add more to the length, but I didn't have enough fabric, so it is a little bit short. So if I had my time again, and when I make another Avenir jumpsuit, I'm going to make a size medium, grading to a size large. I did need a little bit of extra wiggle room in the behind, and I would add at least 3 inches to the legs, and I would add about 1 inch to the bodice. But the way it is now, I love it, but I do kind of have to wear it with flat shoes as opposed to heels, which is fine. So it's a fabulous jumpsuit, an elastic neckband, and I popped in, you really need a label because it's impossible to tell front and back. This one says handmade, a glittery one. So then it's got an elasticated waist, and then it has fabulous pockets, but thanks to the lovely Northern Soul sisters, when I watched their video about when they made it, the recommendation was to make the pocket bigger, and what I did also was to attach it to the waistband, which really came in handy. So I just literally lengthened it upwards and to secure it onto the waistband, which I really like because then it doesn't flap about like viscose pockets are want to do. And then it's got really, really wide legs, which I love, and I just adore this print. I think it's so fun, it's so summery, I just love it. And I really, really like this jumpsuit. I've worn it out a few times, out for dinner, out for drinks, that kind of stuff, and everybody gave such lovely comments on it, and they couldn't believe I made it, which is always lovely. So yeah, really love the Avenir jumpsuit. So they're the changes that I would make the next time, but overall really happy with it, and it's great. I wore this an awful lot on holidays as well, which I loved, and it doesn't take up much room when you put it in your suitcase. Brilliant. The next jumpsuit I made, as I find my piece of paper, I wrote everything down. Here we go. This is the Serene jumpsuit, and this one is absolutely impossible to show you, but I will try my best. At least I'll show you the fabric. The fabric is beautiful ditzy green. Yeah, you see I can't even find the top of it. Here we go. It's absolutely enormous. Here we go. Here is the Serene jumpsuit, and this is by Size Me Sewing. So I was very lucky to win a PDF download from Size Me Sewing during Sew Fruity, and I had a good peruse on their website and saw the Serene jumpsuit, and I was really taken because I was just hot off the success of my Avenir jumpsuit, so decided to go the Serene route, and this is it. And then as soon as I started making it, I was like, hang on, there's something very, very special to this pattern. So I'd watched her Instagram video on how you get in and out of this jumpsuit, which is just genius for those wanting to powder your nose and makes life much, much easier. It's basically a bodice, which is then attached to the legs, but only at the front. The back is open, and what you do is very, very clever origami and folding the fabric, not you, all the way around, wrapping it with 2 buttons at the front, pulling it around, wrapping it with ties at the back, and you have a fabulous wide leg jumpsuit with just a little cheeky show leg at the side. It's fabulous. I'm not going to show you the full length here. I'll link to my Friday sews below where I do a full demonstration of it. Some of it's terribly unladylike, but a full demonstration on how you get in and out of this jumpsuit, but fabulous. So beautiful green ditzy fabric from Rainbow Fabrics, which is lovely to work with. I think it's actually a viscose twill. It's a viscose twill. Then the only alterations I made was I didn't do the facings. I did a binding, Specky seamstress daisies, and I popped in this Dream It, Want It, Go For It label, which I think matches really, really nicely with the green. Changes that I made. So I made a size, the 3rd size to the 4th size, because they come in symbols, so I couldn't tell you what that was. So the 3rd and the 4th size, 3 at the third size at the top and then grading to the fourth size at the bottom. I added 1/2 inch to the bodice and I added 3 inches to the legs. The instructions on this are just fabulous, absolutely fabulous. She goes through all the sizing. Literally, she gets you to measure everything and then compare it to the finished garment measurements. So that's how I knew to add in 1/2 inch, which is perfect. I knew I wanted to add in 3 inches because I think the jumpsuit actually is cropped, but I wanted full length, and it's just fabulous. So the sizing worked out perfectly. The instructions are brilliant. There's both written and video instructions. I just needed the written instructions. I didn't even need the video instructions. The written ones were so good, and it was just brilliant. It did take a bit of time to sew. It's a funny thing to say, but there's an awful lot of sewing in this, which is a really weird thing to say. But because the legs are so wide and you need to basically hem all this all the way down one side, then all the way along the bottom, and then all the way along the other side, and then on the other side as well, there's actually just an awful lot of sewing in it, but it means that all the raw edges are enclosed. It's just really, really cool. So these are the straps that you tie around your waist. You have no idea what I'm talking about trying to show you like this, but hopefully you'll get some sort of idea. And then this is the front waistband that goes around the front. It's got little darts, and then this is how you secure it at the front. It's got a little elastic tab here, and then it has 3 buttonholes, and then I put in little pink buttons, and that's how you tie it at the front before you tie the straps at the back. Take my word for it. Genius construction, fabulous instructions. Go and make one. Run, do not walk. So yes, serene jumpsuit. I'll move on, shall I? Right, next up is the shorts section, and I shall keep it very short because there is one pair of shorts. So last year I said, right, I have to make myself loads of shorts for the summer, and I made a couple of pairs of shorts last year. Got a bit of wear out of them, they were fine. But then this year I said, have to make shorts, and then it just got to the end of the list because the weather was not shorts weather. And then we were going on holidays, and I really wanted to wear shorts because despite it being rubbish weather when we were on holidays for the majority of the time, I still wanted to wear shorts because my boys wanted to go paddling constantly. So it was just easy to have shorts on and a raincoat so that I was covered, but I could still paddle at the drop of a hat. And paddle we did not go any further. So these are, as I turn them around, sorry, my phone is ringing. Right, that was my mum ringing. So anyway, what was I saying about my Arden shorts? So I wanted to make shorts for a holiday, and I had made the Arden pants by Helen's Closet in June or July time, I think, and I absolutely loved them. I made a kind of a toile in a viscose in the straight legs, and then my boys are home, and then a beautiful pair in linen in the kind of the cuffed version, which I loved. And I knew that Helen had a hack on her website to make these into shorts, so I was keen to give it a go, and it worked out brilliantly, absolutely brilliantly. In about May next year, I'm going to remind myself, make another pair of these shorts for summer because they were fabulous. It's a brilliant hack and really straightforward to follow. So these are my Arden shorts. So they're in this beautiful stretch cotton fabric from Rainbow Fabrics, which is a dream to work with and fabulous for shorts because it's a little bit of give but still quite structured. So in a swan print, which is just adorable. So they've got huge big pockets, and then I put in the pockets at the back because I like to carry a lot of stuff. Then it's got the lovely elasticated waistband, and I like to do a kind of a wave to keep the elastic in place, and it just worked out really, really well. And they match beautifully with, I think I have a black t-shirt in I think it's a French Navy pattern, and they match brilliantly, and I wore these all the time on holidays. Absolutely love it. So yeah, these are my swan shorts and I absolutely love them. So in the Arden pants, I make a size 14, and I remove 1.5 inches from the rise because I do not like high rise stuff, so they're now the perfect length, a bit below my belly button. And I made the inseam 5 inches. I literally just measured a pair of shorts that I had before to work out how much I wanted the inseam, and then she has brilliant instructions on how much to add on for the hem and how to make it sit nicely, all that good stuff. Absolutely brilliant. So I would highly recommend the Arden pants and also the Arden shorts. Rightio, I think we're on the home stretch, folks. So the next category is dresses. So, and I have made 2.5. First up is the start of my love affair with the flare dress. No, is this the start? No, this is a continuation of my love affair with the flare dress. This is my second one. So the flare dress, as I take the chair off it, is a relatively new pattern release from the Fabric Godmother. So again, it's this fabric that you will have seen earlier in my I Am Gaia top, which I had stuff left over. This is a fabulous cotton sateen from Rainbow Fabrics, just gorgeous. It's so wide, so that's how I was able to get a top out of it. I think I can get more out of it because the fabric is so wide, just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So the flare dress, I made a size 10. So my measurements actually put me in a size 12 to 14, but I know it's quite oversized, so I sized down to a size 10 and I really like the fit. In this size that I make a B cup. In the B cup, the sleeveless dress does have bust darts, the sleeved dress doesn't have bust darts, and because I do a B cup, I don't need to put in bust darts in a sleeve dress, which is great. So it has these fabulous big sleeves and they're brought gathered into a lovely cuff. It's got the beautiful ties down the front and the lovely placket, which I really, really like. And then it's gathered at the waist. One alteration I make is that I add in waist ties. So I make a few more of these little ties, just make them much, much longer and sew them into the side seams to make waist ties to cinch in ever so slightly. It's got the most fabulous huge big pockets, which are secured to the waistline, which is how I like my pockets. Can't even get my head into them. So fabulous pockets, and it's just a gorgeous dress, and I got to wear this a couple of times during the summer when the weather got a little bit nicer, and I just loved it. It is the swooshiest dress. I just love it. I make literally no alterations. This is size 10 straight out of the pack. The waistline hits me at a really good length. It's not a waistline really, it's not quite empire, but somewhere between empire and waisted, which I didn't think I'd like, but I do. And I made the length the way it is as well, so it's kind of mid calf for me, so it is quite long, but as the swish factor, fabulous. Beautiful gathered sleeves. I wasn't sure about the big sleeve energy, but now I am loving it. The difference I made, well, not really a difference. I don't use self fabric for the binding. I use Specky seamstress binding, which is perfect. And this says it doesn't have to be perfect, which I love. And then my little handmade label as well, which is so, so, so nice. So is that the only difference I make? Yes, it is. So literally size 10, no alterations. On my initial version, I did move the ties ever so slightly, but actually out of the pack, they're actually in the perfect position as well. So big love for the flare dress. So this is my second flare dress, and if you watch my channel, I've now also made the flare top, and I don't think I'll be stopping there. So yes, beautiful, and this fabric is just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I will say that for Rainbow Fabrics I'm a brand ambassador for them, so I'll put my code across here. If you use the code Rachel !VIP, that's Rachel spelled RACHAEL, you get 20% off the fabrics on their website, and I get a small commission. So thank you very, very much for using my code. I'll put all the details down below, so you can see that they have such a wide variety of fabrics and just, yeah, some really, really cool prints and substrates. I love that word, substrates. Right, so that is the flare dress. Love it. Next up is the Bettine dress, and I had made one of these in 2019. I think it was just before I went back to work after my older boy, and I always called it an oldie but a goodie, and every time I wore it I was like, I need to make more of these Bettine dresses, and I finally did. So this is the most beautiful Nerida Hansen fabric. It's a cotton voile, so it's quite lightweight. So I do wear a slip with it, but this is from Crafty Studio. So Anne-Marie does have a beautiful range of Nerida Hansen fabrics. So this is the Tilly in the Buttons Bettine dress. So it's a elasticated waist, and then it's got these fabulous pockets with these cutout details here, which I really, really like. And then it's got these little cuffed tabs, and I've got the little tab here, and I've got, covered in fluff, isn't it? Take that off, it's a bit distracting. I had left over these beautiful Jazz and Wow buttons, and I had one each left over from 2 packs. So this one matches perfectly on this sleeve, which is green and pink, and then this one matched perfectly on this sleeve because it was pink and red. So yeah, these are Jazz and Wow buttons from the lovely Becky. Fabulous. I'll link her shop below. Absolutely love them. My stocks are running low. I must refresh my stocks. So this is the Bettine dress. Absolutely love it. Tilly in the Buttons. I make a size 4 grading to a size 5, which is my usual Tilly size. And I added 2 inches to the length of the skirt because my other one is a little bit short. Now being, what, 5 years older. But it's a really, really great pattern. Obviously fabulous instructions, all that good stuff. Really, really good. You'll notice I did put in a facing, but I think on this pattern it does make a statement of the facing being sewn down. So I thought, right, I'll do as I'm told and put in a facing and not bind it. So Bettine dress, absolutely love it, and I've worn this to work a good few times with my little pink cardi, and yeah, I just really like it. It's just such a kind of summery happy make. Love it, absolutely love it. And again, relatively quick, but I just love the cuff detail here. I think it's really cute. It gives it a little bit something extra. So that is my Bettine dress. And last but by no means least is the make that never got worn. So I shall show you, and I'll put on a hanger because it's probably easier to show you. I made this in July with huge hopes of a sunny summer holiday, but never mind. So this will sit in my wardrobe until next year. This is the Soraya robe from Nina Lee, made shamelessly because I saw Mandy from Make It So made it, and I was like, ooh, I'd like one of those. Thank you, Mandy. This is a lovely, lovely pattern by Nina Lee. I think it's only about €5, which was great, which took me by surprise. It is a beach cover-up. So you can see here, it's basically a rectangle. And the sleeves are made by sewing a tiny seam here, and the waist is made by making a tiny seam here. And it's really, really cool construction. And then it's got a lovely drawstring here, which you pull in to wear on the beach. So I'll have to put in the stock photos here because I have not worn it, I'm afraid. I cannot wait until next year to wear this in some sunny clime, hopefully. So I made a size 10 grading to a size 12 according to my measurements, and the fit is pretty good. It was a little bit snug, so if I made it again, I'd probably make a 10 grade into a 14, or just put this line a little bit further along. But the waist, it's not really waisted, a little bit high waist, but it was in a nice position. It looks really nice. The one difference I did was, can you guess? I bound it. No, that wasn't even a difference. That was how the pattern intended. Sorry, getting ahead of myself, because this is how I knew to do the V neckline binding on my IM Gaia top. That's right. So I bound it in this spotty pre-made binding, and I was able to do a little V here, which is really nice. So I did the short length. I literally just kind of cut where I thought it would look nice, and I put it on, and I needed to go to the operating theatre because it looked like scrubs. So possibly to do with the fabric, which is this lovely blue and white shirting fabric that I got from the fabric outlet. So what I did was I put on these little pom-poms, also from the fabric outlet, which I think are really, really good fun. I put them on the neckline, I put them on the sleeves, and then I put them a little bit on the hem as well, which made it a little less medical, shall we say. But that is the Soraya robe. Really nice pattern. I think I could actually wear this as kind of just to cover up like a kind of a dressing gown kind of thing. I was thinking the full length version in a lovely floaty viscose would actually look lovely as just a pretty dress. It could actually look very nice as like a wedding guest dress if you had a nice pair of heels. I think it could look really smart as that. But so really versatile pattern. But yes, she will have her day in the sun next year. Fingers crossed. So that is the end of my July and August mix. I do hope you enjoyed it. So there was quite a bit going on, but you know how I like to sew all the time, really, every opportunity I get. But I do hope you enjoyed it. If you do have any questions, if I've left anything out, please leave me a comment in the comment box below. Just let me know that you're watching, where you're watching from. You know I always like having the chats anyway, even if you don't have a particular comment in any make. If you have any questions yet on the construction, on the fabric, anything like that, please let me know. But I will link all the details down below, and hopefully I will have popped in all the pictures to show you properly to my left here. So huge thank you for sticking me throughout that. It wasn't too long a video, she said, hopefully, despite the little phone call in the middle. I hope you're all well. I hope you're all getting time for some lovely, lovely sewing. If you like this video, I would love it if you gave me a thumbs up, and also please consider subscribing. My subscriber count is creeping upwards, which is lovely, 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 because I love having new followers. It also makes me know that people like my videos, that they like what I'm doing, which is really, really encouraging and heartwarming. So thank you very, very much for sticking by me. So I will leave it there, and I will talk to you all again very soon in another video. Take care, everyone. Bye.